and welcome to Top Table Gaming. My name's Tony, the host of MCP. I think we'll go with that for tonight. So back from running Fall into the Multiverse this past weekend. So we had 36 players battling it out, and Asgard took top spot. So congratulations to Dave Cameron for his well-deserved win. You can see some of those games. We live streamed them, so they're a little bit raw, but hopefully you can sort of see what was going on and kind of the flavour for the weekend. But tonight I'm building the new Monsters Unleashed box. So this gives us a new leadership, Thralls of Dracula, as well as some other monsters, kind of the traditional Hammer horror style of beasties. Also, because we picked this up in the Bricks and Mortar Element store, we were very fortunate to get a couple of the black and white character cards. So they're kind of like a purpley black and white, and then when they're injured they go green. So these are very, very cool, and I'm sure will be highly sought after if you've managed to get hold of some. So we'll dig in here. So here we go. So yeah, I was a little bit unsure I was going to grab these, but then as time went on, they kind of got me more and more intrigued. I'm not sure whether they'll immediately move me on from Apocalypse, but we shall see. So as you can see, they all come with their own custom scenic bases, which seems to be something that Atomic Mass Games are becoming more keen to do by the looks of it. So interesting how people are going to get these to tie in with the city bases that we're so used to. Obviously I have my own paint scheme, basing scheme, etc. So less of an issue for me. I think the biggest issue is the fact that you've got the indentations in the bases, so how that's going to work. So anyway, yes, that's Werewolf by Night and the Ever-Living Mummy. And then on this base, we've got Frankenstein and Dracula himself. There are some very small touch points on some of the bats. So I know some people, Pambo being an example, he's pinned them so that they're kind of on the base rather than attached to his cloak, because I'm not sure if you can really see, but some of these touch points are absolutely tiny. I think I'm going to just go without bats and do it that way, but yeah, it's very, very cool looking models. So obviously we get a whole hunk of various language cards, but the ones that we need are these four here. So we have got the Thralls of Dracula, which is the leadership. This has had a slight change from the original announcement. So now, rather than healing Dracula, when you use this, it heals whoever is using the leadership. And there's two parts to it. You put bleed out on an enemy model for power. If they've already got bleed, you can heal one instead. So quite a nice little bit there. We've then got Hideous Monster, which is Frankenstein's. It's kind of like Heroes for Hire. So the allied character can pay 2, and then Frank takes the attack. And then he's got kind of this mechanic. He rolls dice equal to the number of damage he has, and then the enemy character suffers a damage for every crit and wild. So you know, he's got a pretty decent health pool of, let me grab that, so 7 health on each side. So you know, potentially rolling 6 dice, so not too bad. And then there is a push short if the enemy suffers any damage. We then have Phase of the Moon, which is Werewolf by Night. Not my favourite tactic card ever. I think it's one of those that I'd probably leave at home. But effectively, for a turn, an activation turn, it's either new moon or full moon, and he still has some abilities there, but it seems like quite a bit to set up and whatnot. And then the final one is the Living Mummy. It is an attack action card. Spends 2 or more power, so you can spend up to 10 on this one. He says no, up to 5? No, up to 10. Yeah, there you go. Range is equal to the number of captured souls, so between 1 and 3. And then the dice rolled in the attack is equal to the amount of power spent, so between 2 and 10. And then after all the attacks are made, remove all captured soul tokens, and then a hit and a wild, the target character gains hex. So could be a pretty nasty attack if you've got the souls, you've got the power on you, etc. But again, I guess it's one of those, in the games I've played against, the Living Mummy, power wasn't something he was particularly running away with, so we shall see how useful that is. And then I guess just to show you, if I get this in the right order, the tactic cards on the back make a single image of the, I think it's a tribute, I guess, to the terrain piece. So you've kind of got the Dracula's throne room and the glass window in the back and whatnot. So that's kind of cool. It'd be nice if we get some availability for full art for that. So that's the tactic cards. We also get a nice little one-shot trick or treat. Just a bit of fun, really, I guess, for Halloween. We are running a Friday Night Marvel, so it's a free-to-play event that I run, which is going to be on the 15th, if that's the Friday of November. And each table is going to have a one-shot on, just to add a little spice, but otherwise it's a standard event. And then the characters themselves, I'm not going to go over too much. These have been out in the wild for seemingly for quite a while, but you know, the threat value added together is 17. The monsters sans Dracula, I believe, are all Midnight Suns, so they can go hunting people down, and then Dracula forms his own team affiliation with his leadership card. Which did quite well at the weekend. I think there was a couple of games on the stream as well. So if you're interested in how they play, then it's worth having a look at that. So yeah, that's the new Monsters Unleashed box. Can't wait to get these built up and painted, and then we'll try and get a couple of more narrative games, I guess, on the stream for you guys. So yeah, I'll see you soon.